Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Bill's place, Luna asks Finn, "How did you find me?" At the precipice house, Taylor rolls from the news that Finn's aunt had coitus with him. Steffy tells her there's more. Poppy got pregnant. They've a son. Steffy says, Luna Nozawa is Finn's son. Taylor gasps. In the design office at Forrester, Hope respects Zend on his stirring designs for hope for the future. She sensations at the success they had moment and thinks it proves it was a brilliant idea to bring Daphne Rose on board. She and Carter really congratulate each other. Hope thinks it'll be salutary for the company. Forrester is moving in an instigative new direction. Zend notes that Carter doesn't feel as augmented as he should be given his recent successes. Why do you suppose that might be? Hope takes a call and Zend learns she's getting further accolades for Daphne Rose's new scent. She's phenomenal and unlike any woman she's met ahead. Zend asks again about Carter's muted response to their successes. The only bone who seems agitated is Hope. She says they all want Forrester to be admired internationally. Zend says, Hope it is. Hope goes on about how much more implicit there is. She assures him that Carter is agitated about it, and wishes Zend could be too. Daphne getting a part of Forrester is going to make a world of difference. Zend muses that she's quite the addict of Daphne's. So is Carter. Hope says she understands him. That's why she's necessary. Hope believes she'll alter the course of Forrester creations for Carter, and for me. In the main office, Daphne knows Carter is hurting. He went against his stylish friend and the family who embraced him as their own. A concave palm, no? She asks if this is worth his relationship with the Forresters. He's proven his point and has a golden occasion to return the company to Ridge and Steffy. Carter asks, "You want to return the company to Steffy, Ridge and Eric?" Daphne, taking his hand and leading him to a glass, says it doesn't count what she thinks, only what he thinks of himself. What does he see? She urges him to be honest with himself. Daphne tells him she allowed. He was a snake and planned to watch her back. But I was wrong. That's not who you're at all. She can tell he's a man of principles. Carter tells her the Forresters would differ. Daphne says he's made his own unforgettable mark on the company. But the true mark of an extraordinary leader, man, is knowing when to say when. This would be a great time to strike a deal. Carter asks, "What kind of deal?" Daphne says, if they agree to keep Hope for the future, return the company to them. She offers to go to Ridge and Steffy on his behalf. What do you say, Carter? At the precipice house, Taylor asks Steffy when this happened. Steffy says it was when Finn was starting council. Poppy was staying with them and helping out. One night, Steffy says she took advantage of Finn. She's crossed the line with men with medicines. Taylor recaps that they had this one night and Poppy got pregnant. Steffy says Poppy prevaricated to Finn and told him he wasn't the father. Taylor blurts that it's all a taradiddle. This is ridiculous. Taylor says Tom Star is Luna's father. Steffy argues that Lee did a maternity test. Taylor says someone must have altered it. She declares that Finn must redo the test. Steffy says Finn took a test doubly. Luna is, without a mistrustfulness, Finn's son. Taylor is angry that Steffy has to deal with this for Finn to lay this on her now? How does he anticipate her to deal with that? How does anyone deal with that? She holds her as she cries. At Bill's place, Luna harangues that she hates herself for all the pain she's caused. She doesn't anticipate him to believe her, but she's shocked and shamed of herself. She goes on to say she must have been crazy because no stable person kills people or abducts a member of their own family. She cries that she wants to make effects right, but she can't and it kills her. Luna pleads with Finn to believe her. Luna numbers Finn came to blast her. She deserves it, but she swears it was like commodity took over her body and made her do these terrible effects. Tom Star is her father and she took his life. It still doesn't feel like he's her father, perhaps because he was no way there. There's no reason for any father not to fight for his son. All I had was my mama, and that's not saying a lot. She cries that there was no foundation or thickness. She used to supplicate someone would come and take her down, but it no way happened. Finn crosses the room and grabs her by the shoulders, blurting, "I didn't know. I didn't know." He embraces her and cries. In the main office, Carter takes a deep breath and walks over to the office. Daphne asks if she overstepped. He tells her, not at all. He owes a lot to her and they see and thank her enough for her spices or advice. Daphne's not one to hold back. He says she's not the first person who has told him to return Forrester. Daphne tells him this isn't about hope or what she wants. It's about you. You're a good man with a good heart. She touches his casket. Carter says it's like she can see right through him and knows everything it's thinking. He tried to tell himself that what he and Hope did was justified, that he was a decent man. Daphne says, "You're so much more." Hope crosses the hall and regards in as Daphne and Carter kiss. Ending the door, Hope looks distraught. Carter Walton will go behind Hope Logan's reverse, while Rich Forrester gets fired up about the future. At Forrester Creations, Daphne Rose's scent line will launch and give Carter commodity to celebrate. Unfortunately, it's doubtful Carter will be in the mood for that festivity under the circumstances. Carter is dealing with growing guilt over the LLC preemption and the way he's treated Ridge, so Daphne will continue using that to her advantage. Hope will presumably feel like she's on top of the world over this scent launch and the success it'll bring, but Carter will be busy moping and passing in Daphne. It'll be the perfect chance for Daphne to pull Carter closer, and protest her temptation sweats up a notch. Before the week's over, Daphne will foray Carter's space again, and most likely leave him feeling intoxicated by one of her amazing scents. Carter and Daphne are about to partake a sizzling kiss, which Hope will witness from the office doorway. Although Carter will go behind Hope's back with all this violent Daphne cling time, he will anticipate her popping up and catching him in the act. Ridge will get fired up about his coming chapter. Although Ridge has been down in the dumps recently, he'll have some renewed enthusiasm when it comes to taking back what belongs to the Forresters. Ridge will feel confident that the company's going to land back in the right hands soon enough. It'll leave Ridge with plenitude of grand plans, so stay tuned for updates on any strategy changes he might make and good news that might be brewing. Ridge is going to make some positive prognostications about reclaiming the throne along with Steffy Forrester, and eventually ending the commercial chaos. Will Daphne rearmost move play a big part in pulling off the Forresters thing? Further surprises could be brewing at Forrester Creations, so don't miss all the action. Luna Nozawa's full freedom want could be granted. Will Sheila Sharp's vaticination eventually come true? Poppy Nozawa reflected on how Luna would presumably be behind bars for the rest of her life after the effects she did. Still, Sheila had a more auspicious response. "You know I know. Look at me," Sheila said. It was Sheila's way of admitting that effects formerly looked bleak for her as well, but now she's a free woman with a fresh launch. It felt like dropping a huge hint about Luna ultimately getting the same outgrowth. Of course, Luna isn't technically behind bars presently since she's no longer at a captivity installation. Still, Luna remains locked up with an ankle examiner, so this house arrest situation isn't ideal. As Luna herself has refocused out, being stuck at a snug manse clearly beats life in a cold cell. Luna is thankful for everything Bill Spencer has done for her, but she still wishes she could have a life beyond the Spencer estate. This is still a captivity of feathers since Luna can't leave the property and hasn't had any relations other than Bill and Dario or Remy Price since Bill pulled strings for her. That obviously limits the type of stories B&B can tell with Luna. It makes further sense to construct some adulatory explanation that gets Luna off the hook for her crimes. Luna's conviction could be capsized, grounded on a temporary insanity defense, or some other legal loophole in the end. Still, they're going to do it no matter what. If the show needs Luna free for story-related purposes, Sheila wriggled out of trouble despite all the awful crimes she committed, so Luna could follow in her grandmother's steps and escape real justice too. Since Sheila made that "you know I know" comment and used herself as an illustration, there are good reasons to suppose Luna could be coming in line for true freedom and a clean slate. Of course, that doesn't mean everyone will support the idea of Luna roving around as a free woman. Steffy Forrester and plenitude of other characters are going to lash out if they get updates on any Luna freedom news.